Hi, everyone. I'm Maureen Borsey, and thank you for joining us today for this week's Friday 15, which happens every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time, where we answer your industry questions. So this week, we have a special Friday 15 co-host and guest from one of our host agencies. I'd like to introduce Shannon Cunningham, Membership and Engagement Specialist from Gifted Travel Network. Welcome, Shannon, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, Maureen, thanks so much for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. And we just, Gifted Travel Network loves host agency reviews. The partnership with you guys has been so rewarding, and we love meeting members that come in through and tell us, we found you on host agency reviews. So thank
Oh,
you so much for doing what you do for our industry. It is something that I think has elevated our industry. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. And certainly we can't do it without having great host agencies like Gifted Travel Network. So thank you. Friday 15, we usually ask a couple different questions. So I thought that we could start with maybe you telling everybody, giving like a little introduction to the audience of, who Gifted Travel Network is, just to kind of give them an idea.
Yeah, so Gifted Travel Network is a host agency, Virtuoso host agency
Yeah.
that is home to 400 plus advisors right now. And we like to call it a home because the intention was to create a space for people, advisors to feel at home in this industry, a place where they can go and talk with their peers and not have that competitive feel to it, to talk about the real things, to lift each other up, and just to learn. And one of our main focuses at GTN is about being an entrepreneur, not just about being a travel agent or a travel advisor. It's about growing your business as an entrepreneur. So that's what Gifted Travel Network is. That's the heart of Gifted Travel Network is entrepreneurialism, um, being part of a close-knit community and lifting each other up.
Which is so very important, especially when you are looking for a host agency, is, finding that right fit for you, and definitely having that sense of community is very important. Especially for whether you're a new advisor or an experienced one, that's an important feature to be looking at with a host agency.
Right.
So I know that you had mentioned that Gifted is affiliated with Virtuoso, which is a consortium. And so I just kind of wanted to see if you could give maybe two or three, perks or benefits advisors can expect with this affiliation with Virtuoso.
Yeah. So the big thing I think, and I was an advisor myself for 20 plus years before moving on with on the agency side with GTN.
Okay.
So I get both sides of the
Yep.
picture. But Virtuoso is known to the consumers, to the luxury consumers.
Yeah.
It's a name that people know, and it's not just something that advisors know. So consumers know the name, they know the level of service that's affiliated with the Virtuoso
Yeah.
name and brand. And that's a big plus when you can say that you're a virtuoso advisor. People
Yes.
get that. You're able to have a virtuoso profile, so consumers can search for you on Virtuoso by your area of expertise. If you specialize in a particular destination, and they can get the reviews from the Virtuoso profiles that Virtuoso provides. And then the Virtuoso properties, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Your advisors are able to have exclusive Virtuoso amenities that are extended to their clients, like room upgrades at the time of booking in some cases, or at the time of arrival. Um, Breakfast for two included, and a lot of the properties offer a $100 hotel credit. So those are some really good amenities that you can get to offer to your clients that you wouldn't be able to book otherwise.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I know that for advisors coming into the industry, so one of the things is, you guys do participate in their yearly conference. And Virtuoso really, I mean, I've been on the other side of that, on the planning side, because I used to work for a supplier. So we attended that conference every year, and there's so much that goes into it. But what's so great is that you literally get to meet every single supplier there. There's cruise cafes, there's, all those round tables, and there's so many networking events. So They do a really great job with their conference. So that's another really good selling point, is being able to attend something like that. Because I
Yeah.
know that Gifted has their own conference, and then also Virtuoso does. So
Yeah, and
really
you know
great
what we
benefits.
do? One of the things we do at GTN that I think is different than other host agencies. So we allow anyone to go to the Virtuoso conference. I know some put a limit, but we allow anybody. And I know in 2019, before the pandemic and before they had last year's, I don't remember how many we sent this past year, but 2019, we had like 20 something advisors that
Oh,
went.
wow.
And we did for, any type of virtuoso event, especially this big event, we did a training. We did a networking strategy training with our advisors that were attending. And we helped them to strategize how they were going to network, what type of questions to ask suppliers, how to make the most of this event. So we have the support there
Yeah.
for something like for things like that you might not think about. Yeah, I'm just going to go to this event, and then you're like,
Right.
oh my gosh.
It is very overwhelming, but that is such a fantastic idea, to be able to sit with the advisors and tell them in advance, because there's so many different suppliers there, and kind of knowing what to ask when you
Mhm.
are searching for a supplier. And I think that's a great idea. And probably, they came out of that with a far better experience
Right.
than if you just show up and you're just kind of going, whether you're going booth to booth or you're just kind of wandering around. It gives you a far better feel for the conference and really networking. So what a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we like to
So
do things like that with our advisors.
yeah, well, that's great. I mean, I know that Gifted is really committed to the success of every advisor that joins them, whether they're new to industry or they're an experienced or an experienced advisor. And I know that you guys really focus on how to be a successful entrepreneur, and you really offer some great training programs. So what I'm wondering is, how does Gifted Travel MBA program look different from other travel training programs?
Yeah, so our MBA program we've really up leveled it this year, and we're so excited about the new travel MBA program that we have this
Okay.
year. So you get 54 self-paced program modules. You get monthly guest speaker series, Q&A coaching calls with the mentors. We now
Right.
have 4 mentors. So
Oh,
we have a lead
fantastic.
mentor and 3 other mentors that are there to help the Travel MBA members to answer the questions, and each mentor brings to the table different areas of expertise. Like we have one mentor that just joined who is an expert on putting together the making her digital marketing look really good, putting together
Oh,
her itinerary. So she's able to help the MBA members make that a seamless process and make it easy without it being so overwhelming. You get a private Facebook group. You get a mindset call with Meredith, which mindset is a big thing, especially for new travel MBAers and new travel entrepreneurs. You're starting a new business, and you might have some doubts,
yeah.
or just, should I do this? Can I do it? How do I do it? So
Right.
she helps to tweak the mindset and offset those self doubts. And new this year, what's really new is we have a 3-day in person kickstart event.
Oh, great.
So they come to Charlotte, they meet in person, and we are going to help them hold their hand and walk them through kickstarting their business. So this is going to start this year, and we only have 4 cohorts per year, and it's an application only. We only accept 20 to 25 per cohort. So
Okay.
it's a very strenuous process, not strenuous process, but we don't accept just everybody. We
Right.
want to make sure that they are a right fit for us and we're a right fit for them. So we do
Yeah.
accept applications, and it's exciting. So because the first cohort is starting the end of March, let me get you the right date. March 28th is when our Kickstart program is launching.
Oh, great. And, it's so nice to have programs like that because, kind of being on the other side of things, something I consistently hear from new advisors is that they sign up with a host, they go to an event, they come back and they're like, I have 50 brochures sitting here. What do I do next? They just don't know what's the next step. Where do I go from here? So having something like that can really engage the newer advisors and really get them, you know, off on the right foot is fantastic. And I know I was going to talk about, your mentoring program. I know you had mentioned that, and mentoring is so very important. So I really, really like when a host does have such a program like this, because it gives those advisors that ability to go and have somebody that they can go and talk to, and it's going to help them, guide them. Like, you'd mentioned like social posts or whatever it might be, helping them to make their businesses a success. So, I mean, I really appreciate you guys having such an amazing mentoring program, and just so many different things within your MBA program for the advisors is so great. So definitely something that I hope everybody, takes advantage of, because it's so important. That's how you become successful at the end of the day.
It is. It is. We have a graduation this week. So our February cohort, and we,
Great.
we do a graduation celebration. And what I love about this is you see it the whole way through.
Yeah.
They get a certificate of completion. We have a guest alumni speaker who tells them, what I wish I knew then that I know now. Here's the next step, and, just very inspirational guest alumni speakers. And then we also have a guest inspirational speaker. And this week we have Gary Murphy from Alma Waterways,
Oh yeah.
who's going to speak. So we have we get a different speaker each time to impart some wise wisdom to the
Sure.
graduates. And we make it like, we play graduation music, and it's very fun. And we do a toast and celebrate the completion of their program. So it's not just excitement in the beginning. We keep the
Yeah.
excitement, we keep the enthusiasm with them all the way through. And then we celebrate them when they're completing the program.
Which is fantastic. And, I like the fact that, you're bringing on guest speakers that are imparting knowledge of what worked and what didn't work, because we've all been there. And it's nice to know that somebody else also struggled with something very similar and can also give you really good tidbits on how to do it differently. So that's great. And I know that you had mentioned you guys have a closed Facebook group.
Yes.
Yes.
We have several closed Facebook groups.
So do you have one specifically, do you kind of break it down where it's one specifically for the newer advisors and one for experienced?
So we have the Travel MBA closed
Okay.
Facebook group. So that way they can be in their little bubble and
Yep.
ask the questions they want to ask. And then they're also part of the GTN member Facebook group. So they can cast a bigger net and ask broader questions. At first they might be a little afraid to ask those
Yeah.
questions to 400 members. So they have those two groups. And then we also have a private Facebook group for our Accelerate members. And that's a different program that we have within GTN. And then we have a private Facebook group for our Top Producers Club. That's also a different part of GTN. Well, not different part, but just, it's our
Right.
top 30 salespeople that have, they're the Top Producers Club.
Right. And, those Facebook groups are really important. I know that, we have one at Host Agency Reviews. And what I like is I really like to encourage the advisors to ask a question, because there will be somebody, on there that is going to be able to answer your question. And the response that we get is amazing. So I just really want to encourage advisors that take advantage of that. So very important.
Right. So
So
and our Facebook groups are active. They're very active. It's hard to keep up, because people are asking questions and putting answers, posting celebrations, things like that. So
yeah.
we're pretty active on our forward facing fan page. We also have a group called the Travel Agent Success Series. No, Travel Agent Success Strategies. Sorry,
Okay.
TASS, Travel Agent Success Strategies. So that's a public group. If people want to join that, they don't have to be a member of GTN, but we give a lot of education there just to kind of keep them informed of what's happening in the industry and how we educate our advisors. So that's an open group for anyone, Travel Agent Success Strategies.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Well, I know that we've kind of touched on coaching and all that. So support is really an important feature for any host agency. Is there anything else support wise that you kind of want to just let advisors know what they can expect from Gifted Travel?
Yeah. So we have as much support as you want. And
Great.
if you want to just dive in and jump in and get all the support and be all in, we've got it for you. But if you
Okay.
want to just sit back and take a little bite at a time, you have that as well. So we offer practical and not so practical support. We offer unconditional support. It's a very non-judgmental community. It's non-competitive, non-judgmental. Not everyone is in the same place. Not everyone is on, the same chapter of their journey.
Right.
And we know that your personal life intertwines with your business life. As much as we like to keep it separate, it just doesn't, especially being an entrepreneur. So we address those types of issues and those types of things and help you to get through those things. It's an uplifting, real and positive. You get peer support and you get team support. Our team at GTN, we have 21 team members now. None of them sell travel. They all are there to support our members, our advisors, our community. We have a vendor team, and they bridge the gap between the vendors and the advisors, the partners and advisors. They keep those relationships going. We have a membership team, and we just, do things for the members. We love on the members. We help to find different ways to create support, different things to keep them feeling like they're in the right place. And that's, and then we have the inner office support, the marketing team, so many intricate things that go on behind the scenes, but it's all there to support and make our advisors be the best that they can be.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. So, and so we're kind of at the end of our show, but I wanted to just see if you were to give one piece of advice to an advisor that is looking to join Gifted, what might that be?
Is to be ready. Be ready to feel a shift in your business as well as your personal life. Be ready to be open to new and innovative ways of approaching your business. Be excited and enthusiastic about the amount of education and inspiration and motivation that we have at Gifted Travel Network. And just to be ready to enter this new journey in the travel industry as an entrepreneur and not just a travel agent.
Yeah. Great advice. So, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Shannon. We really do appreciate it. And then I just wanted to see, would you like to provide your website so that anybody that is watching this can go ahead and go to your website afterwards to get more information?
Absolutely. I would love to direct them there. So you can go to giftedtravelnetwork.com. So it's GIFTED travelnetwork.com. And all the information that you need to know is there. You can meet the team there. You can find out about our educational programs and more.
Great. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some links to any articles that, I think that might be useful for everybody, as well as I will make sure that I put a link to Gifted's Travel Network's website as well for everybody. And then I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you next week at 12 p.m. Central Time. And if you do have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to us at hostagencyreviews.com/Friday15. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thanks once again to Shannon in Gifted Travel Network for joining us today. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. Bye.
Thanks, Maureen. Bye, everyone.